Hi, I'm Darrell,
And I'm Elia.
and we are Black Nerdy Scholars. Hey, girly, hey.
Hey girl,
Hey,
hey.
girl, hey. What you
What's
been up
good?
to? Nothing. I was at the barbershop today.
Hey,
Don't read into that. I'm not fishing for nothing.
not
Um,
this.
but I went to this new place, and everybody in there was locked up.
Oh,
And I was like,
you found your
oh,
peoples,
I might need to come here again.
right?
But I couldn't, I know we've talked about the barbershop before, but I can't help but, I noticed the way that I talked to my barber was not strained, but I can tell I was like putting on this is a stranger that I don't know. Um, and I don't want him to think less of me or make fun of me. And so I like definitely deepened my voice a little bit when I talked to him. I was like dismissive of stuff that was actively on my mind. I was careful not to make certain faces. Um, and I don't have a point to saying all this. It's just something I noticed that I could definitely tell is like tied to the way I perceive my own gender and my own race. Um, yeah, that's just a thing that happened to me. I don't have any other things. It's a
Yes.
thing that I've noticed that I don't like happens that I will be diligent to like unmask more. I guess I don't know. Like, is there value in unmasking for like that 30-minute interval where I'm getting my haircut? Right? You know what I mean?
See, I feel like it's understandable how, since the barbershop is such a masculine space, like it's like the most boy shit of boy shit. And I know I've been to a barbershop, when I used to have like shorter hair and I was
Mm-hmm.
getting a lineup and I had a stud barber, but I I it was just really interesting because they're just so openly talking about certain subjects, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, ooh, this is the sort of information that seems like it would get you in trouble. But anyways, it does seem like a very high the pressure to perform masculinity. It feels
Mm-hmm.
especially pressing in somewhere like the barbershop.
Yeah, and it's just exhausting.
Yeah.
I think to make make this little anecdote valuable, I guess is just like, fellas, it sucks sometimes to perform, and you
Hmm.
don't have to if you don't want to. But what's going on with you?
Well, I think my school came into agreement with the university, or not my school, the university system came to an agreement about renegotiating our contract so we won't have to go on
Mm,
strike,
okay,
which is if it gets ratified, so that's nice. I'm
that's
guessing,
that's hopeful.
yeah, I'm guessing, their the last strike was in during my tenure at the school,
Mm-hmm.
and they probably don't want to have to deal with that stuff again. So they
Mm-hmm.
caved easier, which is why unions are important. Sign up for your union.
Sign up for
Talk to
your
your
union. Get
local
involved.
union
Get
rep.
involved in the union.
Yes.
Think about the union.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've just been chilling because I don't make finals due till Friday of
Mm-hmm.
finals week because I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna grade them before the weekend at the earliest. So why even make them do
Mm-hmm.
even earlier,
What's the final for your class consist of?
Oh yeah, so they have to do something called an imitation project, which they're supposed to like imitate more popular genre models. So moving away from like the essay format and making something like a podcast, what we're doing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or like a book.
Multimedia project.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
all about multimodality, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is wild because I feel like that's one of the hardest parts of me trying to like introduce the imitation project because it they kind of struggle with like seeing this as a different genre mode outside of like the essay. So they're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, this is writing class. I write essay.
Yeah.
Is this an essay?" I'm like,
I've
"No."
had student like for like projects where I encourage them to do stuff that isn't writing,
And they'll just do
because
a fucking
they'll,
essay.
they'll, they'll just, hey, can I just do an essay? And I'm like, why? You don't like it. You don't like writing essays. I know, because I've had you write essays in my class before.
Literally,
You don't want this like chance to be creative or kind of let
yeah.
loose. And the answer is no a lot of the times, because they don't really give a shit about the
Yep.
class. And a lot of them are just kind of there because they're supposed to be there, not because they see
Yes.
the value in like university writing classes.
I actually made it optional the first time I taught this class to, if you want to do like a non-traditional project. Every single person except for like one person did the essay. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? Now you don't have a choice
Mm-hmm.
because you get creative. Go
Mm-hmm.
outside of your comfort zone. I don't even think that's in your comfort zone because y'all don't. I can tell by the writing. No offense to the
Yeah. No,
students,
I get it. What
But
I
like,
would do?
yeah.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
Oh no, I was like, yo, I promise you'll have more fun doing something that's not an essay. Like I
But
promise you.
I do think fun in general has
With
been
school,
divorced from
yeah.
schools in general. I know I said general twice, but also just any kind of artistic medium, right? Like writing can be fun,
Mm-hmm.
but we are very rarely, or it's not very accessibly fun,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you have like just a poor history with it,
Yeah.
or if you have like whatever neurodivergent things that we both have that just make it more difficult. um
Yeah.
but like that,
I-
like making music should be not should be, there is fun to be had in making music, in drawing, in writing, in creating or participating in theater, so on and so forth. But I do think that we're very, I don't I was gonna say we're content pilled, but I don't think this is a new phenomenon, because I remember feeling the lack when I was a kid, before like social media was an undivorceable part of Western civilization.
mhm.
I remember being in art classes and going, I have to be here. This isn't fun. Um, and then the little bit of art that I used to do, just it wasn't enough to make it one of the hobbies that teenage me held on to. Like I used to be in band, and I don't make music anymore. Like I haven't touched my instruments since I was 18. And now I'm like, I look longingly at music production programs going, oh, if only I didn't give up the saxophone 20 years ago or whatever, 10 years ago. Uh, but that's a me problem. And a lot of us have our own me problems, that it is fixable with intent and diligence and acceptance and all the other things that your therapist might say.
But
I think,
honestly, it's
yeah.
true. Just the how writing is definitely something, especially over a lot of the other artistic mediums, that is so interconnected with school. And because it's so interconnected with school, it's like, this is like homework or
Mm-hmm.
some shit. So, um, I remember being when I was younger and I was on Tumblr and shit and on like the forum sites. Like, first of all, I don't think that the youth doesn't use forums anymore, right? Like, just
I mean, I guess not, right? They're
yeah,
all in mostly comment sections.
yeah. So yeah, people would post like it was completely unrelated to the website I was on, but it was basically one of those you had like an avatar and you talk to other people. It was like a teenage young adult
Are you talking about
Club
Gaia
Penguin sort
Online?
of. Oh no, it was
Oh,
called
okay.
Our World, but I didn't know about that.
Oh, okay. You've mentioned Our World before. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but they had like a forum section so people would post like writing group stuff and like writing role play stuff that you could join and it had
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with the site, but I would just be in that bitch writing with
Mm-hmm.
random people. I don't know who they were our little characters, their face claims. They
Mm-hmm.
were like random stock anime pictures. Like they weren't even like characters in actual shows or anything. It was just random characters people drew. So yeah, I was just
Yeah.
on that bitch writing, and I think that's when I learned. I was like, oh shit, this is fun. Like I like to write, and I'm like, I don't know, the internet doesn't really have that same like exploring vibe. I think that
Mm-hmm.
like when we were growing up on the internet, it's like, oh, this internet is this vast place where you're like you can look at shit, and now everything's super algorithm based, and I feel like there's sites everyone kind of goes on versus like I'm right now, I'm like, I'm not just gonna look at a random forum and talk to random people. It's low-key unsafe, I guess, especially for the kids, but like I think of how like central that was to growing up talking to
Mm-hmm.
randos, not necessarily for like nefarious means, but you
Mm-hmm.
just come across someone who is like across the country and like
Yeah.
20 years older than you, and you have like a just like a friendly interaction, stuff like that. Like that's
Yeah.
not.
And I do know that people are still doing that. Like, I don't want it
Yeah,
to seem
yeah,
as
yeah,
absolute as we are both making it seem. Um, but I do wonder how much of the people that are still on fanfic sites or just Tumblr-esque forums are approaching it the way we used to, which is, I really like this. I hope someone gets to see it.
yeah,
Because it feels like these days it's much more about, I hope someone gets to see it, because if I hit it big, I can escape my financial situations.
yeah. I feel like that's a key difference is like the monetization of like oh, the internet, you're not just doing it for the love of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's big number pilled, like
Mm-hmm.
you be
Big number
saying.
pilled.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, am I gonna get all these views? Even with like, even increasingly so with the presence of stuff like After and the kissing. Wait, no, wait. I don't think the kissing move was a fanfic movie, but After was
I
based on
thought
like
it
a
wasn't.
fan
I thought it
fiction.
was.
Oh, it was okay, yeah.
I mean,
So
I could be wrong.
it was something like that. I think it was from like a Wattpad story or something. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
not like a fan fiction from like a series, but yeah, like now there's something that could potentially come out of you writing a fanfic beyond like other people who read fanfic enjoying your story and sharing it around.
Mm-hmm.
um Even like Wattpad now, they have like you can get payments or whatever depending on how many views you can get. So now the how people engage with these spaces is definitely changed inevitably because now the internet super transactional.
Yeah. There are a couple of political things that I kind of wanted to talk about before we get into the main story.
Yeah.
I know locally, at least relevant to me because of my proximity. Um, a big loss in Chicago this week. Kat Abughazaleh lost her race for the Illinois 9th.
Oof.
And if you aren't aware of Kat Abughazaleh, she is a like very young Palestinian journalist that did the brunt of her journalism through different social media sites, to the point where a lot of people on different news outlets that didn't want her to win would like refer to her derogatorily as a content creator, which I guess arguably she is, but that is secondary to the content that she put out, which was news.
They're trying to,
But
yeah,
she
they're trying to undermine her work by,
Yeah, which is
the
like kind
connotation
of
behind that.
weird because like, who else is a podcaster? Like, oh shit, I forgot her. Amy Poehler. No one's gonna talk about her with like, oh, famous podcaster Amy Poehler. Like, no one's gonna
Yeah,
do that shit to her.
yeah,
It isn't the medium itself that is derogatory. It is the assumed inexperience or whatever that they're kind of pushing on her. But I digress. Um, she ran in a like crazy campaign where she didn't do any lobbying. She got her money from donations, and she also made different donation events into like food drives and clothing
oh cool.
drives, and I think there was one for like baby formula and stuff like that. All of her events were like, part of the entry was bring a thing to give to people that need it. And APAC spent a gajillion dollars trying to make sure she didn't win. The guy that did with
Of
Daniel
course.
Bliss is he wasn't backed by APAC, but he was kind of in that like liberal. I'm kind of okay with the like the genocide. That like Kamala kind of got stuck in
Yeah.
towards the end of her shitty race. Um, and so it's like not the best, but also APAC blew a bunch of money on like a third candidate that still came in under Cat. And no matter what positive or negatives are most immediate, I think assuming elections are still going to be a thing, Kat Abughazaleh is 26. She got a
Oh,
long time to win that motherfucking seat.
oh
Knock
yeah.
on wood. Knock on wood. But
I think this
I
was a
just
good way to get her out there. People
yeah.
to know about her, that she's hungry for it.
Yeah, it just feels refreshing, even when there are some losses, to have these younger politicians making such big names. And she's not alone. She's not the only one. There are plenty more that I don't have the names of because I'm not as real researched on it. Uh, but obviously can't ignore like Zoran Mandani and stuff like that. Like I'm the youths, even though Zoran is older than both of us, the youths are stepping up in this way, and
Because he's a
hopefully it will
millennial
be
still.
more. He is a millennial. He is a millennial.
That's youth.
Okay, man. Okay, if you
Ish.
say so. I just want to draw attention to this really inspiring young woman who did a really solid number on Chicago politics by running the campaign she did. Yeah. Wasn't there also a what was it you showing me about politics? There's a politics thing.
Oh,
Oh?
the not so good thing.
Oh, what is it? Sorry, it's like Cesar Chavez. Something happened to Cesar
Yeah.
Chavez.
So the New York Times did a report on they got they interviewed and talked to several Cesar Chavez accusers, and one of
Remind the
them,
people really quick who that
yeah,
man is, because
yeah,
I'm sure a lot of people don't know.
yeah, he was like the face of the California farm worker movement.
Hmm.
Um,
In
he
the 40s, 50s,
uh, let me get the date right. Okay, okay, like the 60s,
in the
50s,
60s,
60s.
in the
Yeah,
60s.
yeah, cause he okay, yeah. But yeah, he was like the face of the movement and whatnot, of course. And one of the accusers actually was Dolores Huerta, who was his the
Wait,
co-founder
did you
of
say
the
what he got accused of?
oh, basically sexual assaulting several young girls, as well as sexually assaulting his Dolores Huerta to the point that it was children were produced from it that ended up being
Mm,
given up for adoption. And the reason why, of course, why she felt like she should be silent is because she was scared it would undermine the movement, which a
yeah.
lot of women in like front facing like movements like that often feel this way when they're the prominent face of the movement.
Hmm.
uh yeah, so she
Yeah.
came out with her story, and I'm like, they're already talking about renaming it his day and whatnot. Because California, we have like Cesar
Hmm.
Chavez Day.
Hmm.
I think we get school off and shit. But they're like, yeah, we're gonna probably rename it Farm Worker Day. I know Gavin Newsom
Yeah.
said he was open to that, but it was
Yeah.
like, damn, it's just wild because
Yeah.
it
I
has
do. I do
to
like.
be.
What I want to ask is just for our topic is what do we do about leaders like that? Like leaders that are fighting a very important, very influential, very needed fight, but then in their personal lives doing things that are at minimum not okay, but at this point like egregious, right? Because especially as we are in this like late stage social media
Mhm.
era where it's hard to even get a figure to stand up at all because of like much more innocuous things, let alone assault.
Mhm.
And it's like a hard it's hard to it's hard to simply replace a figure with a better one,
Mhm.
especially since so much of the power of names is their staying power, is
Mhm.
their ability for people to latch onto ideas because that movement cascaded across the country
Mhm.
and so many people are reacting to the icon and using the icon of Cesar Chavez to enact more good. And like if this kind of like the woman that wanted to withhold it, if this came out then, it like would derail the whole. It would probably have derailed a lot of it. And or I actually have a better question. What do we owe women like that who are forced into the position of sin eater? You know what I mean?
I think, well, one, I feel like we I feel like it's terrible that I didn't even know her name, and she's the
Mm-hmm.
co-founder of the movement, so I feel like that's somewhere that could even be
I didn't
started.
even realize she was the co-founder of the movement.
Yeah, so I'm like, I think for sure, she should definitely be propped up more, at least, I know all this time has passed, and he's dead, so, we can't, like,
Mm-hmm.
give him direct consequences for,
Mm-hmm.
for what he did and whatnot. But I think, one, I even think of the starting place of renaming Cesar Chavez Day like Farm Worker Movement Day, and
Mm-hmm.
how that still acknowledges like the movement that happened, perhaps without, making him the center of it in the same way. Because of course we can't like fully remove him from
Mm-hmm.
like the movement and, like his role in it. But I do think we can change how we talk about and who we center in those conversations, because he's one man within a movement of like
Mm-hmm.
thousands of people, and I'm sure there's like beyond Dolores there were other prominent members and whatnot, so I think we just
Yes,
yeah.
that's true. But like I said, is that like the biggest way to change that specific thing happening is to remove the idol worship from
Yeah.
our habits. But one, that's like a big part of how we've like survived on this planet for so long. It's there are debates, but some like anthropologists and sociologists lean towards that like history is not necessarily made, but carved or bent or led by handfuls of great individuals. Yes, you were right. There are so many faceless people that are not recorded in history, and no movement would be able to succeed without them.
I don't even think necessarily I meant the faceless people, because like Dolores is not faceless like as the co-founder.
You're right. You're right. What I mean is, in I guess in hindsight, the people that are made faceless in the wake of a great name. But a lot of people sign on to causes like this because of that great name. And like I'm of the opinion that like we can all do more. We should all do more, including me. I just like you are probably not doing enough. You being nebulous you that is on the other side of the screen are not doing enough. But a lot of people only feel the call. They only hear the call to do more on the lips of great people, many of which have individual demons because they're all people.
I guess.
I don't think there is an answer to this, but
Mm,
I just know that this is going to happen again. It's going to happen again, where people are going to get really excited about somebody that it turns out is kind of a scumbag.
I think
And it
maybe even.
mhm,
I just think even the consideration of these movements and how it's a it's a common thing for for men in like these like high visible positions and high within these movements to to be abusive towards women and girls, and it's kind of like it'll be a similar thing. Like it might not come out until
mhm,
far later after the movement because uh the women feel compelled to not share this kind of thing because they don't want to undermine the movement, same as Dolores. So um
mhm. I just don't think there is an answer. I just think it's something that is important to keep in mind, especially like personally as we perform this public facing job, but also just communally as we are all a part of groups that either online or offline tend towards surrounding central pillars. Oftentimes that pillar is a person. I think the whole thing sucks, and that's not good enough for the victims.
yeah, I think first, like, honestly, yeah, just because I'm thinking about how heavily his imagery is tied into where I live,
Hmm.
since that was a lot of the brunt of where the work was happening. Like
Hmm.
this nigga on murals all down the street, all
Hmm.
down here. Like imagery of a movement can be recreated. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's always
Yeah.
gonna be like a face of the movement, I think, or like faces, because it might not be one person, but
Hmm. Yeah.
we it's not the best answer, but I'm like, once an icon's removed, a new icon will appear in its place, and we can just hope this one is not abusing little girls,
Yeah.
which is very not like, damn, the bar is low.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah.
I
Speaking
think
of
Dolores should get
icon,
some murals
oh,
though.
say
But
your
yes,
thing. Sorry,
continue.
I was about to
Oh no, I was just
transition.
like, I hope she gets some murals. Like
Yeah.
she
She
co-founded the
deserved it
movement.
then, and she deserved it now, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay, you ready? You ready for the transition? Ready for the
yeah.
segue?
Mhm.
Speaking of icons, the Oscars was this week. This is a lot. This almost feels bad because it feels a little too lighthearted to follow up the like
Oh
assault
yeah.
conversation, but it also
There's
happened this
no good
week. So
segue for that. There's
yeah,
no.
so the Oscars happened this week, and I just gotta say, like, I'm glad award season's over because I
Oof,
found
me
this one to
too.
be exhausting. I found it to be exhausting. A lot of people that don't watch enough movies talking about movies, and I'm like, please keep talking, but watch more, please.
I feel like it was really getting tiring. The conversations with one battle after another,
Hmm.
and the conversations, not even Marty Supreme specifically, but like
Yeah.
Timothy. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, we was all laughing, kikiing when Timmy did that collab with the rapper who they kept saying was like maybe Timothy,
Yeah.
and then shit shifted, and
Or the weird little Zoom call he did with the blimps, and he was like, "Shua." Do
yeah,
you remember that?
like I feel like everything was kind of funny, but
Yeah,
then like even pre his ballet comments, I feel like there was a shift happening
for sure.
with how Timmy was being received.
Yeah. And I just really quick on Timmy. I haven't seen all the I haven't seen all of the Best Picture movies that were
Same.
nominated, but I have seen Marty Supreme, and I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's not a movie.
I thought it was solid. I didn't love it. I
Like, it's
think
not going in your letterbox faves, but you liked it, you know?
yeah. And I like Timmy. I do think I guess we're kind of talking about Timmy first. And honestly, let's get him out of the way because that nigga ain't win nothing. So whatever. It does feel like people, I don't want to say people are changing up. I do think what is like a couple years ago when he said, I want to be one of the greats, a lot of people went, oh, you motherfucker. Because there's something about a white
Oh, you're
boy
not
with
allowed to say that?
ego.
Okay.
I think there's something about
Boost,
a
that's
white
my
boy that's like,
ego boost.
I am him and I want to be him. It goes, I gotta tear you down a peg. And I don't want this to be conflated with the like, oh, you're just jealous, because it's not that. I understand it to not be
We're
that.
not Timmy wait, never mind.
I think I'm probably more of a Timmy Glazer than you because I like him, and I was a
Actually,
big fan of him
you don't know
saying
where
I
I've
want to be the
been.
touche. How much
I
do you
used to get
glaze
roasted
Timmy?
for liking Timmy.
Really? Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
And like I'm just gonna say, like, how brave of us, how brave and strong of us to say that we like Timothy Chalamet during this time. Um,
I think he's, he's kind of he's a white boy with an ego. Like, maybe
yeah,
I wouldn't be his best friend in real
yeah,
life,
yeah.
but as someone who
But I
really
like
loved
the
old
ego.
Hollywood, that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like that's the thing.
Yeah,
You
like
got you got your
I feel like
greats and their
I think
egos. Not that
post the
he's a great.
Marvelification of
Yeah.
like the film industry, they're not hungry like they used to be. But I mean, I'm just a viewer. I can't speak to the craft of acting other than the like few classes and theater productions that I put on. Right? I've never made a film,
Yeah.
but I think it's valuable to have someone, even if it's Timmy, say, I love this craft. Excuse me. I love this craft and I want to be the best at this craft because I
I agree.
want to feel that way. I like constantly, I don't have the like, I want to be the best. I have the, I want to be the best.
Yeah.
But I just can't break through the like the weight of inaction, I guess. But I do think since that point, a lot of people were just waiting for him to do something egregious enough to be
Yeah.
vocal with not liking him. Which again, live your life, do whatever you want. I think the whole Timmy Ballet thing was blown way out of proportion, and it was a 30-year-old that said something a little dumb.
Who gives a fuck what Timothy Chalamet thinks about ballet?
Yeah, I
Honestly.
mean,
Also, like,
his family
every
probably does because his
y'all
mom and
don't
his
care about
sisters.
ballet. I mean, not that I super care about
Yeah,
ballet, but I'm like, y'all don't give a
yeah.
fuck about ballet and the opera. And guess what? The ballet and the opera has always operated on, like a place of exclusion,
Hmm.
which I don't want it to seem like I'd be like being negative about the opera. But
Hmm.
these are like spaces the average person is just not like, hey, let's go to the ballet. We
Yeah,
finna see a ballet show or the opera. Like, it's usually associated with people who are in more upper class diet.
yeah.
So I'm
And
like,
I do think the veracity of the hate would be fine if it transitioned into more support
for the
for those
opera, yeah.
industries. I
Or
doubt it
yeah.
will. I
These
I
niggas not
feel
going to
like
the
it's
opera.
mostly gonna be people that are like, because I even get it if it's like I've never seen an opera before, I've never seen a ballet before, but he disrespected the arts.
Yeah.
Okay, you can believe that. That's totally fine. Now what? Well, I'm gonna do nothing. The action that I've done is yell at him in somebody else's TikTok, right? Not even he can't hear it. He doesn't give a fuck, right? But you're giving your attention to a person that is using your attention for their own personal gain on purpose. Um, go watch ballet.
Honestly, yeah.
Watch ballet. Go to the opera.
If he pisses you off that much,
Make it
go
count.
watch ballet.
Like, make it count for you and not for the person that you're commenting under. And I think Timmy's just he's a guy that said something dumb. But other than that, whatever. In conclusion, Martyr Supreme was fine. I didn't love it. It was good. It was good. I thought there was some good shit. There's some good shit. There's some really cool camera stuff. There's some cool editing stuff. And Timmy ate down as Marty.
It's a
I
solid
believed it.
it's A24, isn't it?
I think so, right? Is it
Yeah,
A24?
yeah, it's a solid A24.
Good. Yeah. I'm surprised Frankenstein got nominated.
I'm not surprised it
didn't
got
like
nominated for like costuming
Del Toro's
and like
Frankenstein.
makeup stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like
Costuming on
that.
set design, great. Best picture? I don't know, man.
I don't know
didn't
how
like it that
F1 got
much.
nominated, honestly. I don't.
I haven't seen F1, but based on how people's reacted, I get how other people would see it, but I can't speak to its quality.
No.
No, just a no across the board.
I mean, I enjoyed it much more than I expected. Like, I was like, oh, I don't know anything about F1. I can watch a Brad Pitt movie. I mean, fuck that
Sure.
nigga, but you know,
Yeah.
he's solid in movies. And of course, I love Damson Idris
Yeah.
with all of my heart. But I just thought it was just, you know, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, hey, this anybody in the movie should get an award type good. But I could see how I thought it was cool that I got nominated for sound because I do think the
It
sound
won
was
for
really,
sound, didn't it?
yeah, it won for sound, and I do think that was well deserved. I think it was the sound and a lot of the camera work and the soundtracks and whatnot. I thought it was really good. So I actually thought the production with the movie was quite good.
Yeah.
So yeah, congrats to them on that.
Yeah. Obviously, I think the biggest news, or these kind of go hand in hand, but the biggest news is the Michael B. Jordan Best Actor win, which is huge, but then also the Sinner's loss of Best Picture. And I have a lot to say about the second, but first let's talk about Michael B. Jordan. Let's go through that.
Yeah,
great. I'm glad.
Love him
down. Does a good job in everything I've seen him in.
I appreciate him, especially as someone who grew up a theater kid, and like you know, it being a black theater kid was not for the weak. I gotta say.
Yeah.
And I imagine because it seems like Michael B. Jordan went to like a prominently black school in Newark, New Jersey. So I'm like, not to make it about her, but you know, there was that interviewer who came out about like did you hear about that? She was like bullying him.
Yeah, wasn't that last year?
Yeah, but she like came back to like
she came
talk about it again.
I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, because I guess she was upset that, well, one, you know how when people try you and then they start playing the semantics game, she was like, I never called him corny. We made fun of him because of his name, because you know his name is Michael Jordan. And we also made fun of him because he would walk around with headshots, and we'd be like, "What the fuck you finna do with them headshots?" So basically, you know, they was bullying the nigga. So I'm like,
and
your clarification is worse.
I do want to. This isn't me being devil's advocate. This is not. Do not imagine this as me getting in the way, shielding this random woman from any kind of criticism. But I do find it hard to get on that train when it's like, well, she was a kid too. She was a kid too. She shouldn't have done that. None of them niggas should have done that. Wouldn't the world be better if we didn't pick on each other?
Yeah.
And also, she was a kid too. And
oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't know the extent, the consequences, or the repercussion has.
Yeah, they're probably on DMing her.
Yeah,
what they do,
like it still has a job.
Death threats
right,
or something.
But like, she doesn't deserve death threats.
Oh no.
Like,
I just thought it was interesting.
She doesn't deserve like to lose her job.
No. I don't think any of that happened or anything.
Well, then, all right, then I don't really give a shit about. Hey, you were mean to a person, and then they got big. Who you hold no shots for? This nigga, like.
I just think it's interesting because I felt like in how she addressed what happened, I think the fine line between like roasting and bullying that's pretty interesting for me within the Black community, because I do feel like it's less of a stark line than you know, like when I went my little white friends and stuff, I don't think we roasted each other as a cultural practice kind of thing.
They did when I was a kid because they were boys. Because I do think there was like there is definitely, or let me say this, as a suburban Black boy,
Mm-hmm.
that was in the like the talented and gifted accelerated program and was neurodivergent. It felt like there was a difference in the way that my white guy friends and my black guy friends would like platonically cook each other.
Yeah.
And I do think I it's not that I think the way I want to describe it is I was more comfortable dominating that practice with white boys because of my experience with black boys. White boys weren't ready for black jokes like when I was a kid, right? So
Yeah.
I'd have clout in my nerd group for being the like
The best Joner.
the yeah yeah that just didn't translate to like with black friends. I was shy and awkward and I was the butt of more jokes than when I was with my white friends.
Same.
That being said, I would have chosen totally different who I hang out with because I don't think kids should be mean to each other. I don't think we should condone that.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's a cultural practice, but that shit lingers, man. Like, these are the developmental years. You really want to develop with the
It's,
kid next to you feeling less than?
it, that's so interesting because I feel like um how that kind of works with like girls is a lot different. Like I definitely think saying mean things is like, oh, this person, like even
Mm-hmm.
jokingly, it's like, oh, this person does not fuck with you. Like
Mm-hmm.
this person, it's even in like imagery and like TV, I think about like, ah, you got the mean girl and the like the quiet, the nice girl dynamic, and I'm like, I feel like it's, you know, how it's shown with like boys
Mm-hmm.
even in media, it's like a lot different. Like, ah, they're roasting the fuck out of each other
Mm-hmm.
in the locker room. Like this nigga's obviously the butt of the joke, but like he still seems included in the group or
Mm-hmm.
whatever to a degree. So yeah.
Yeah, I do. Hearing that, want to add a thing, and this just applies to the people I grew up with. This is not. This can't be used to describe entire demographics, but it felt like when the white boys would do this practice, the intent was to be countercultural, and they would be like shit posters and like COD lobby kids, right? We're saying the N word because
Oh,
we're not supposed to. And that's the extreme. That is the extreme of it, right? Or we're saying these words because we're not supposed to. Whereas with the black boys, it was less about being countercultural and it was more about what it felt like highlighting a hierarchy. And I remember there was that tweet from years ago. Where's this one woman that was like, when you're dating a guy, but he's not the leader of the group? Do you remember
I
that?
remember that.
You remember that? And a bunch of people were like,
I never
what do you
thought
mean?
about
What do
things
you
the
mean, leader?
same.
What do you mean, leader? Some nigga, like some friend groups,
Have a
even dudes,
leader.
have a leader. Have a leader. And when
It's
I
true.
was a small boy, the leader was the one that didn't get picked on. The leader was the one that did not take, like, he might not be the one that was the most like aggressive with the jokes, but he was the one that wasn't joked on. He's the one that had the stuff to go to. He was the one that was organizing. And kids were just kind of mean to each other to understand where they fit in the hierarchy of this guy. Not all friends group, but more than what a lot of you niggas said when y'all reacted to that tweet.
Because
Y'all got
nobody
leaders.
wants to be the non-group leader. Nobody wants to, you know,
Uh-huh.
in that story, nobody wants to be like, hey, I was the, what is the non-group leader called?
Yeah.
The member?
Yeah.
The group member?
You are one of my new employees or whatever. All right, but back to the Oscars. One battle after another, one best picture. I have not seen that movie.
Me either. I
I
can't
can't
say.
I can't say anything to it and I won't say anything about its quality. For all I know, it is better than Sinners. I can't speak on that. However, I can say it is not more important than Sinners.
Absolutely.
Undeniably, even if it didn't get Best Picture, Sinners was the movie of the year last year.
It was.
Undeniably. It dominated the cultural zeitgeist. It is referenced and memed and studied. And that's not to say Paul Thomas Anderson's One Bad Ought or Another didn't get any of those things, but it, at least in my circles, it mostly got those things as a, like, from the position of how does it compare to Sinners, the movie of the year?
Yeah.
And I believe a lot of, I'm sure some people are like, I don't like Sinners because of X, Y, and Z, and some of them are probably coming from a place of like racial ignorance. Can't speak on that. Whatever. If you didn't like, you don't have to like Sinners. If you didn't like Sinners, whatever. I loved it.
Yeah.
If you didn't
Me
like Sinners,
too.
that's fine.
I
And
watched it 5 or 6 times.
but you're also like, this is what you study, like, because you
Oh,
you do
yeah.
Black Gothic, like
Yeah. I'm a little
that is your
biased.
literary field, Black Gothic. So that's kind of like your most important
They
thing.
made it for me.
Like truly, yeah,
Thank you,
yeah, yeah.
Cougar and Michael B. Jordan.
And I know a lot of people were really disappointed that Sinners didn't win, but I'm gonna, this might be copium, and I'm comfortable with that. I think it's better for the culture for it to not win because that makes it countercultural,
I like that.
right? It is better. In like, I haven't researched this well enough. I think if La La Land won instead of Moonlight, a lot of those actors would have bigger careers. But they got Moonlight, and then most of them kind of disappeared. Not
Except for
totally,
like Terrell Jerome.
but even then, he's like,
True.
they're not superstars. Like Michael B. Jordan's a superstar.
Yeah. I was really excited for like Ashton Sanders, who played like young he was the second little
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
who
He was in
Chiron.
Sharon.
Okay.
Sharon. This is the as the character's name. He was in Judas and the Black Messiah, and I didn't recognize him until like the very like towards or probably the middle. I was like, oh, there is. But none of them like popped off except I guess Mahershala Ali, the one that won Best Actor or Best Supporting
Oh,
Actor.
love him.
Right.
No, never mind. I don't want to.
And like I do think I don't want to say that it's as cut and dry as, oh, Sinners wins, now the institution likes it. It's not woke no more. It's not that cut and dry. But the movie is so important, and its loss, I think, fuels the things that are important about it. Because Sinners is a movie that a generation of Black creatives are going to be listing as the thing that inspired them to be a writer, a filmmaker, an actor, etc., etc., etc. And I think that is more important than
Than any
being
fucking award.
2026 Best Picture winner.
Hey, especially if we used the awards as a measure for greatness,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it came to Black people,
Mm-hmm.
it just wouldn't work. It just this
That makes me ask the questions. You said if we use awards as a measure of greatness,
solely.
okay, if not a measure of greatness, what is it a measure of? What is the value of awards? And this is also me asking myself as a way to interrogate my own claim that it is more valuable for Sinners to not get the award.
Because I feel like this happens many times when we see like maybe a Black actor or a Black led movie will not get an award, and it's like there's always like the dual conversation of like we as Black people or whatever we as the people, we can't solely use awards as a measure of greatness, but then at the same time I like see like Michael B. Jordan win an award like this, and I feel like I feel amazing. Like I feel super happy
Mm-hmm.
for him, and I feel super proud to see him get awarded for what he did. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, but also I feel like I think
Kind of
these two
connected to the
things
like idol
exist at the
stuff.
same time. Yeah.
It's like it feels good when he wins because it feels like it's happening to me, even though I
Mm,
ain't had shit to do with that. I ain't help him. I'm not involved, but it feels like that
I
is
wish.
mine as well. And
Hmm.
so I get the initial reaction being like, well, if the Academy doesn't recognize Sinners as the best picture that year, then it's not recognizing me, right? And I think that's fair, but if that is the feeling, then what awards, and this award in particular, provides is social visibility. I am seen or I am not seen. It like dictates what is acceptable by the status quo, by the dominant powers that be. Like even looking back, I know the Academy has said that back in 2004, they would have I think it was 2004. They would have picked Brokeback Mountain over Crash. But Brokeback Mountain is super gay.
I
And
love that movie
that
so
wasn't as
much.
acceptable as what if we talk about race really incorrectly and aggressively, right?
Wait, what is? I'm sorry.
Crash, I vaguely remember what Crash is about, but what I remember, it's like it's a bunch of people across racial spectrum yelling at each other about their racism, including white men yelling that black men are racist. It's like
Oh,
it's a bunch of people having the conversation, but they're all having it wrong. They're all having it awful.
oh, Don Cheadle.
Yes, a bunch
Okay,
of people are in it. Um, I just like I don't remember what's in it. I know I've seen it because my family owned it, and I know I hated it.
I'm guessing it's not better than Brokeback
It's not
Mountain.
better than Brokeback Mountain, but the Academy picking that one, even if it isn't deliberate, signals we are now comfortable and honoring this kind of contemporary conversation on race more than we are about two gay niggas. Um, which again can't express enough. It is not that dry. We're talking about like the narratives of awards, which I do think is interesting because like too connected then to Moonlight. It's like okay, well then by 2016,
They're cool
that
with
we're
gay
cool
black
with it.
niggas.
We're cool with it, but they're cool in it in a way that it is assimilative and not it doesn't elevate it or anything like that. Because the actors in Brokeback Mountain go on to have incredible careers that they can, like rest in peace Heath Ledger. But Jake Gyllenhaal, right? That's Jake
I
Gyllenhaal.
missed it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love Jake. I
incredible,
love me some
incredible
Jake.
career. Art like one of the greats. If you extend the list to be pretty long,
He had me at Donnie Darko.
like he is a household name. He is a great actor in the annals of history. And so those two people had huge careers. Who's in Crash?
Don Cheadle
I
and
guess Don Cheadle
Sandra
had a good
Bullock,
career after that.
Brendan Fraser.
Don Cheadle had a bunch of stuff. Michael
Yeah.
Pena, Tandy Newton, Terrence Howard,
Yo, I'm
Sandra
sorry. I got
Bullock.
jump scared by Terrence Howard because I like watched a video about him and he's way worse than I thought he was. But I don't want him to be the center of
Yeah.
the podcast.
And so like when we go to now, right? If we think about now, that one of the values of the Academy role is Academy Award is a pulse on what is acceptable by the dominant powers. And what is acceptable is one battle after another's multiracial discussion or hinting at race, provided the central figure is a white guy, even if he kind of bumbles around. Again, from what I've heard, haven't seen this movie, correct me if I'm wrong. Whereas Sinners is this unabashed, black movie that I think will have staying power for years.
Agreed.
And so I guess to make it easier for people who are upset about it, from after this year, it's probably gonna be hard for people to talk about One Better After Another outside of the context as the movie that beat Sinners. Also, I have you seen There Will Be Blood?
No.
Oh, okay.
Who's in that?
The nigga that acts good. Paul Dano's in it. That's not who I was talking
Oh,
about.
Daniel Day
Daniel
Lewis.
Day-Lewis. I couldn't
Oh,
remember his name. Daniel Day-Lewis is in it. Paul Dano's in it.
I like
Incredible
him.
movie. I've heard that this movie is kind of a makeup Oscar for There Will Be Blood losing all those years ago. And they're like people
Oh,
have done the like math, and there's really a chain of best picture movies beating out movies that should have won because that director was supposed to win a year before.
oh. I know there was like similar conversations about when Jamie Lee Curtis got the Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not directly like, oh, she didn't win the year before, but just her legacy and her role
Mm-hmm.
in the acting community. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think also people need to think about these are not solely like, let's just say there's like a concrete equation you use to measure how good a movie is.
Mm-hmm.
This is not
And there isn't.
what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not. First of all, that's not a thing. Second of all, there's more to it than just like, is this the best movie that
Mm-hmm.
came out?
Yeah.
So I think that makes me feel, a little better.
Yeah.
But also, like,
I do
I
want
think,
to.
like you said,
Sorry, say your thing.
oh no, I was just gonna say, like you said, I think I don't. The staying power of Sinners is what I care about most, and how it's going to change a lot of, it might reinvigorate a ton of people to keep, you know, pursue the arts and all that,
Yeah.
and like make a career out of it. Like, this is
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I do want to really quick, like as we finish up the conversation about awards, the statement about there being no like one concrete way to describe art. A lot of people would disagree with you. A lot of people are
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
no, there are objective, like you can't objectively rate something better or worse. And to that I say, no, you can't, but you can set metrics.
Yeah,
And things
like there's a
can be
way.
objectively better within the confines of what you're judging it on.
There are metrics in which I can say Sinners is a better movie
Mm-hmm.
than 365 days. Like that freaky ass movie. Are you
Uh-huh.
lost, baby girl? Like, there are metrics.
Uh-huh.
These metrics exist. Well, I was gonna say for good reason. But I don't think it's a good or bad.
I don't think it's. I think it's neutral, morally neutral. I think we
Yeah.
just are a people that have developed to create imaginative works and then judge them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you could say that, like if I were to say, I guess correct me if I'm wrong, because again I haven't seen this movie. If my metric for rating movies is like how much I feel emotionally, regardless of what is on screen, Sinners is probably hotter than One Battle After Another.
Oh, for sure.
And so that might objectively, Sinners is the better movie on that metric.
Yeah.
But not everyone's going to use that metric, and not all of the Academy is going to use the same metric as the Academy, which is why we talk about these external factors such as time period, race, representation, makeup Oscars or awards and stuff like that. All of these things exist on top of each other alongside people having their own metrics. Yeah. I think the biggest thing, I think it's way more important to recognize Michael B. Jordan than to
For sure.
recognize sinners. Not because sinners doesn't deserve to be recognized, but because I think it's better that it doesn't get accepted and therefore assimilated by the dominant powers, because
Oh,
it'll
hell
make
yeah.
it last longer. And so genuinely, again, if it's copium, whatever, I'll take that L. Genuinely, I think it's better to see Michael B. Jordan get the Oscar and to see Sinners lose, despite me wishing it had won.
Yeah. Hell, even as I watched, because I've started watching The Wire, and seeing like 14-year-old Michael B. Jordan, just he's acting. I'm like, wow, he's been working hard. And I love somebody who really wants to act.
Yeah.
And I feel like
the only
he's
thing
one of
he
those
can't
people.
do is talk about ballet. Then it's all over.
Learn from Timothy's mistakes.
Learn
Michael
from
B. Jordan.
Timmy's mistake. Keep your head down. Didn't Denzel say something about that? Like, keep your head down, put in the work. Boom.
That
Keep your
sounds
head
like
down, put in the
Denzel.
work. Yeah.
Honestly, he kind of got a point.
Yeah. All right.
Let your claim to fame be your acting.
Yeah.
Timmy. Just stop talking. Just stop it.
But
don't talk ever again. Just
I
kidding,
don't
just
fault
kidding.
him for flexing a little bit. Like, I get if
No,
he,
no,
if
no,
he's
I'm
that
just kidding.
nigga, I get it. He just, these are the consequences to that mouth, man. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Honestly, he'll be all right. He survived.
Dune 3 comes out this year, and I'm gonna see that shit.
He survived the chlamydia scandal like 5 years ago, so he's good. Oh, you never heard about that? Allegedly.
Hold on. You should tell me more about that in Office Hours, our show after the show. If you want to see more of us, you can follow us on Patreon for $5 a month, where you get access to Office Hours, our show after the show. And if you want, here's a little sneak peek of what we talk about here.
Most of the time spent running the said train is like downtime, since you only so many you can fuck her at once. So I'm like, y'all just sitting there while your homies are fucking, dig out, just what do you talk about the game or something that's happening? Like, what do you get out of this that you couldn't get? Is it like, I wonder if it's also like, would this girl fuck you if you weren't with your homie and she wasn't, potentially fulfilling this fetish? Maybe
if you can afford it, send it our way. If not, Leah, where else can they find us?
You can find us on anywhere they have podcasts, including TikTok and what else do I usually say? I don't know.
Spotify.
You can find us wherever we have podcasts.
Until we see you next, or I guess, hold on, let me say it this way. Please like, comment, subscribe if you like the video. Until we see you next.
Oh yeah, because we got 500 followers.
We got
subscribers.
Or I guess subscribers, because this is on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Counting.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks,
guys.
Keep coming. Here's the 500 more.
Yeah.
Until then, stay black, stay nerdy, and please read books. Read books. Watch movies. Watch TV, but like good TV. Listen to music.
Go watch The Wire.
Watch The Wire. Watch The Greats.
Kind of dark, though.
Michael B. Jordan's in it. He's like
14. He is. Yeah, he's a little baby.